Charlie has met her match, and we finally find the spot where Trudy is buried. Let's talk about Queen Sugar. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy Kenny. Now remember, subscribe to my channel and click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all the information I have in the description box as well as the comment section. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now, before I get started with this review, let me send a special shout out to GMHC, which is Gay Men's Health Collaborative. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get tested for HIV, reach out to us at the GMHC crew for a home testing kit. You can have the kit mailed to you, or you can call and make a same-day appointment and come to our location to pick one up. And if you're interested in getting set up for PrEP, which is HIV prevention, reach out to us at the GMHC crew for that as well. Also, if you're a fan of KRSTV and would like to become one of my Black Diamonds, subscribe to my Patreon today. Black Diamonds, because in darkness we still shine. For $5 a month, you get all of my YouTube content as well as videos that'll be specifically for the Black Diamonds that will not appear on YouTube. So check out my Patreon today. And check out my YouTube partner BK World Tube, which is the Black Netflix. You get everything from shows like The Haves and the Have-Nots to RuPaul's Drag Race. So after you watch this review, check that link in my description box as well as my comment section to check out BK World Tube today. Now, this is my review of Queen Sugar Season 4, Episode 13. And the name of this episode is I Am, and this is the season finale. And the new season actually premieres tonight, and I can't wait. So I am a huge fan of this show. Shout out to Ava DuVernay. This is a masterpiece. And also to let you guys know, it's already been approved for Season 6 before Season 5 even premiered. Now that is a bomb-ass show for you. Catch it. So let me begin with this review. The episode opens up. You get a scene with Charlie and Micah. You saw it from the last episode because I'm not mad that Micah decided to go to an HBCU instead of going to Harvard. I didn't like the way he did it because she built this whole party around him going to Harvard and then decides to tell her that he's going to Xavier University instead. And of course this upsetted Charlie, and it made Charlie feel embarrassed because she was hyping about her son going to Harvard and it was about him gaining access, but Micah had other plans, which I completely understand. I just didn't like the way Micah went about it. And Charlie pretty much, Micah apologizes to how he told her about Harvard, but she admits that she's still not used to the situation because she had her hopes set on him going to Harvard, because, she comes from the upper class, and, that's like Ivy League. And for the fact that Micah turned that down, she's having trouble, accepting that. But things get crazy because she gets a knock on the door. The sheriff comes and they arrest her for arson and attempt to defraud, that she burnt down her own mill. As soon as I saw this shit, I'm like, this is that evil bitch Frances Boudreaux. And we see that the whole family is down at the precinct waiting for Charlie to be released because, of course, they took her to jail. And Ralph Angel is mad as hell. And he's just going off. And then the officer is like, sir, language. And Ralph Angel is like, sir, racism. I'm like, Ralph Angel just wasn't having it. And then, you know, Envi is trying to calm him down, and then damn Nova tries to intervene, and he was like, ain't nobody talking to you, Nova. He's still mad about that whole situation with the book, because I think he was hurt the most because him and Nova were so close, and the fact that she put all that in there about, you know, him having a criminal past, and the fact that Blue wasn't his child, and then also about Darla in that whole situation, it just really upsetted him to the core. So everybody's kind of gotten into a good place with Nova, but Ralph Angel right now, he's still paying her dust. So finally, they let Charlie out, and you can tell that the damn officer had a smug look on his face because, you know, the Boudreaux got long money, so they own police officers, and you can tell that, yeah, Charlie's being set up, and it's meant to destroy her image because she's running for councilwoman against Jacob. So the press is outside waiting because it's meant to break Charlie. But Charlie looked at Envi and was like, you got a compact? She put on some makeup, went out there, and handled it like a boss. She was a queen of how she handled the media, because Charlie was pretty much the business manager for her husband for years. So she knows how to handle the press. She knows how to deal with tough situations. So Charlie went out there like a boss and handled the situation and walked away. I was like, she pretty much took charge in the midst of chaos, and that's why Charlie's my favorite. I just love Charlie down. So then we get this scene with Aunt Vi and Sam Landry. We come to find out what that favor is, because she said, you need to call your sister off my niece, and you know that favor you owe me, it's about time to pay up. We find out that Sam Landry decided to take a dip in the chocolate and knocked up this girl named Betty, who was Aunt Vi's friend. Aunt Vi, to protect Sam, got Betty out of town, because Sam Landry's father was a stone cold racist, and if he found out he had a black baby, he would have killed Sam and would have cut him out of his will. Probably one or the two, or probably both. I mean, because he was dead, he ain't gonna inherit shit anyway. And then he said that, you know, I thank you for helping me back then, because if Frances would have found out, she damn sure would have sold me out, and my dad would have cut me out the will, and there's no telling what he would have done to Betty and our unborn child. But pretty much they kind of go back and forth, and you know, he pretty much says that I wish I would have kept in touch with them, and you know, Vi's like, well, it ain't too late, you know, work that out. You know, you was all about money back then, and all about, you know, fulfilling your daddy's wishes. But he's like, but now I want more out of life. So she's like, bye Sam, handle your business. So that was that. But what he does is that he gives Aunt Vi all of this information about Frances, all of her dirty dealings and everything. Aunt Vi goes to meet up with Nova and Charlie. She presents them the info, and Charlie immediately notices that there are, you know, financial books that did not appear originally in the Landry Enterprise, financial books. So there's a separate secret set of books that Frances has been keeping, and that they're not the same. And they notice Hank Miller, you know, the same guy who pretty much did the raid and was involved in all of the mess that's been going on. And like, you know, Nova's like, yeah, he's one part of it, but there are definitely bigger forces at play. And Aunt Vi was like, well, dig deep and find out what's going on. Then we get a scene with Hollywood and Vi, and I just love seeing them. Beautiful black love. You know, Hollywood is definitely one of my favorite dudes on the show, and it's just good to see Hollywood and Vi in this good place after that whole mess that she had to deal with that punk ass Jimmy Deal. So then we also see that not only is Hollywood and Vi having their moment, we see that Nova and Calvin are moving in together. And she talks about him, meeting her family. And I'm like, this is going to be interesting. Then down at Vi's, we, at the diner, they're holding Charlie's election party. Nova shows up with Calvin, and you can tell everybody's like, what the hell is this? But they embrace Calvin. He meets Vi, he meets Charlie, and he also meets Micah. And it was interesting to see him and Micah connect, because you could tell Nova has told Calvin a lot about Micah, and he does nothing but salute Micah. That he says that, you're definitely the future, and I can see you doing great things. I just gave Micah his props. And Micah at first was hesitant because, Micah has his own version of white people ever since what happened to him. But he also embraces Calvin. So Calvin is embraced with the family. The question is, will Nova be accepted by his? Alright. So we see all of this going on. All the stuff that Charlie's been dealing with the false arrest, with them moving all of the, election polling locations. All the stuff that she's been through. Charlie wins the election. And that was that. So she is now the new councilwoman of what's the name of their town in Louisiana. Put it down in the comments. It just slipped my mind. But anyway, it might come back to me. We see that after she wins the election, she goes to have a tea session with Francis. She says that, I had to do what I had to do. Jacob's heart really wasn't in it. But, I had to side with my son. So, yeah, she blatantly admit that she did all of the shit, moving the polling places and getting Charlie arrested, was because she wanted Jacob to win, because they wanted control of the council. But immediately, Francis starts spinning shit and says that, I'm letting you know that if you get the good side on the council and you really work that angle, you'll be able to rebuild your mill. And, that highway can take shape somewhere else. Oh, but Miss Charlie read Francis her fucking rights. Because Francis was behind all the bullshit. And we come to find out, and we all suspected, she was the one who was behind having Queen Sugar burnt down. She says that, yeah, your boy Hank Miller found two desperate men, one of them being Joaquin Avila. Joaquin is now working at, I think Joaquin is the one that's working at Vi's store, who pretty much vandalized the restaurant. She pretty much says that, I got news for you. Hank Miller has been arrested, as well as the two men that was involved. They singing like canaries, and I wonder what story they're gonna tell. And the next thing you know, you had a slew of policemen who pretty much said, Francis Boudreaux, you are under arrest. And she was so sedity and like, and he went to go put the, she's like, don't you dare put those cuffs on me if you know what's good for you. I was like, oh, look at this bitch. Just as snooty and nasty all the way to the end with your ass getting busted for crimes. And then while she walking out, Sam sitting there like toasting a drink like, bye bitch. Like, and then while she's sitting there, another affiliate that was involved in this was somebody named Parker Campbell. Parker Campbell texts Charlie and says that they request a meeting as soon as possible. So we see Nova and Ralph Angel have a moment. Also Ralph Angel and Darla get back together, and he finally gives Blue the present that his grandpa gave him, which was an actual beach ball. And it was really emotional to see that, because Blue was really sad, but towards the end of the episode, he actually embraced the beach ball, because he says that I'll never get tired of the beach ball. Grandpa's breath is in it. So he still has a piece of his grandpa with him. So it was actually a beautiful moment, and it was good to see that Ralph Angel and Darla finally came back together, and it was really beautiful. But finally, him and Nova have a moment, because at first he didn't want Nova to even come to the house. But Nova opens up to him about their mother, Trudy, that she's buried on the land, and that she learned about this from their cousin Martha. And she pulls out their mother's journal, and they talk about the angel cream that their mother used to make, that they would use to heal. And she even read a part about how the closest of Nova and Ralph Angel, and that they will just get closer and closer, over time. Which they have until Nova decided to write that book and didn't tell no damn body. And we actually see that she finally says that, look, we gotta fight against those who are trying to destroy us. And we can't be at war with each other. I know you can't forgive me right now, but I'm truly sorry that I hurt you. And then they also looked at her books, and they found the flower, which was their mother's favorite flower that she used to make the angel cream. And she says that we don't know where in the land she's buried, but if we find the flowers, that's where she is. So then we see that Charlie goes to meet with Parker Campbell. At first she thinks it's a white man sitting at the desk, but no, Parker Campbell is a woman. And not only that, she's actually mixed, just like Charlie. So Charlie has actually met her nemesis, because Parker is slick, a businesswoman, and she can be cutthroat, just like Charlie. So Charlie has actually met her match, and she pretty much is the one that's behind bringing the highway through St. Joe's. That's St. Josephine. Yeah, St. Joe's. That's the name of the town. So Charlie's now the councilwoman of St. Joe, and now she's dealing with the business lobbyist who's trying to get that highway built through St. Joe's, which will literally destroy a lot of the farmers' land and their means of income. And pretty much she's saying that, she's pretty much telling Charlie that you need to cooperate with us. And she's like, I became council of St. Joe to stop this, and I'm not backing down. And she's like, and she buzzed in and was like, could you please send my father in here? Tell me why we find out that Parker Campbell's father is Sam Landry. So Sam has had touch with his daughter this whole time, and she's been his secret weapon. So Sam is behind this shit. And he pretty much says that, yeah, we got Francis out the way, but this game plan is going forward, but now I'm the one that's leading it. And Charlie's like, I ain't down for this shit. It's not happening. Oh, that damn Parker, pursed herself up and was like, well, fine, then I'll just have to take your land. I'll take the land that's in the name of your brother, Ralph Angel Bordelon. Oh, that damn Charlie was like, you don't know me. And Parker was like, and you don't know me. I was like, oh shit. We about to have two conglomerates going toe to toe. So I can't wait for the premiere of season 5, because it's going to be amazing to see how Charlie's going to compete with Parker, because Parker looked like she got some ammunition, and Parker Campbell is played by the great Amira Van. She's a great actress. Y'all remember her from Underground, and also playing Tessa on How to Get Away with Murder. She's a good actress. So I am here for what she's got going down. And then we see that Ralph Angel and Nova talk to Proctor. And, Proctor said that, yeah, his father, would have moments where he would be really depressed and he would be talking to himself and all of that. And they bring new information to Proctor. It's like, we don't think he was talking to himself. He was actually talking to our mother, because she's buried on the land. And we actually see that Nova writes a column, expressing, how she feels about learning about her mother, and that why she can't leave the land because it's a part of all of them. And then they find the flowers, and they actually build a tombstone where she's actually buried. And we see that all of them are dressed in white to honor the life of Trudy Bordelon. And that's where the episode ended. I am so here for Queen Sugar. It's one of my favorite shows to review. Shout out to the cast and crew, because this is a phenomenal cast. I can't wait to see season 5. I'm so here for it. But get down in those comments and let me know your thoughts about this finale. And if I missed anything, yeah, put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So until next time, everybody, take care.